I got President Trump on my screen today, and the title of this one, President Trump plan to protect children from left-wing gender insanity. Without further ado, let's get to this video.
The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age.
Wow.
I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It will go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare, and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination and the elimination of federal funding.
Wow.
As part of our new credentialing body for teachers, we will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. The bill will also make clear that Title IX prohibits men from participating in women's sports, and we will protect the rights of parents from being forced to allow their minor child to assume a gender which is new and an identity without the parents' consent. The identity will not be new, and it will not be without parental consent. No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago. Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Donald Trump said it best, man. Madness. It has to end. This is a time where, I mean, very few politicians have come out and speak clearly about this matter in the way that he does and lay out some plans and some policies. Now, whether or not he carries them out, we don't know. But at least he's working on something. Yeah. I mean, President Donald Trump is saying all the right things. Now, whether or not it is possible, I mean, that's for us to find out, man. We've come to a place today where we got to value the lives of these children. It's just the corruption is so bad. And this stuff should not even be political. And what's happening with children and families and their parents without them knowing is ridiculous. It's an attack on the family. It's about separating parents. It's about destroying confidence and leaving our children confused, because the more confused they are, the more vulnerable they become to be used by the powers that be, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Donald Trump has a plan, and I give him some godly respect for that. Very few has a plan for these children. Very few are talking about the condition. And I think wherever there is a man who is doing that, I mean, I give that man some godly respect. Again, this is not to say he's the savior of the world. There's only one savior, guys. His name is Jesus. But I do understand God can use any man who is willing to be used by him. There is a text that I would like to share with you here, and I think the pushback is going to be ridiculous. So, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth the whithersoever he will. There it is right there. So, so much in that. So, God can do much with the king's heart. And I really pray and hope, not just for Trump, but many others, because it's not a one-man show kind of thing. We begin to realize the significance of these issues that we are going through in our culture, and they will do everything in their power to bring about a difference and a change. And I think Mr. Trump is on the right track. He certainly is on the right track, and definitely need to be paid attention to. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. If you like this video, comment below, share your thought and perspective with me as well. What do you think? Do you think Trump is on the right track? Do you think he's just making empty promises? Do you think this is going to be easy? What about the backlash? I can see he's going to be called a white supremacist, a dictator, a homophobe, a transphobe, and all that because he's not allowing children and is putting policies in place to protect children, right? He's still going to get called by the left. He's going to be told that he is the worst of the worst, kind of thing. But again, that's just the way it is. It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, we can't change that. But if you're gonna stand for truth today, and if you're afraid of being name called, I say you're not ready for this, because that's kind of what comes with the territory. So like and subscribe to the page. Once again, click the bell icon for more This Matters. Push this video below. Put your comment and perspective below as well. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one. Bye.